Good morning, everyone. Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. The sun is just coming up. I'm on my second cup of coffee, and no, I did not get dressed yet this morning. I was too excited to play. I got a happy mail, quote unquote, from Amy Peterson. Thank you so much, from Wisconsin. And I have created a very fun, you can call it a junk journal, but it's certainly not very junky. But I took an old book that was pageless, because I pulled all the pages out of it, and I created this very, very fun book. So, shall we look at it's just so fun. So, Amy, thank you so much, and let's get to it, because this was really a fun project this morning. I jumped out of bed. I was so excited to make this morning. This is the first thing I thought about. What can I do with those fun pieces of paper that she sent me? And this is what we did. So, see you on the table. Okay, you know it's dark o'clock here in Vallejo, California, but I was so excited to get up this morning and play. I just couldn't wait for Handsome Hubby to go to work so that I could come into my studio. I got some happy mail this weekend from Amy. Thank you, Amy. She sent a bunch of fun things. Here's a little thank you tag, metal tag, some of her ATCs. This is fun. This is a great idea. This is an altered puzzle piece. Now, isn't that fun? That's a great idea. I think I'll drill a hole in that and dangle that from something. So many papers, handmade papers. Look at that. Look at the texture on that. Just gorgeous. Some velvet paper. So beautiful. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll read just a little bit of this. Some volcano paper, as well as some handmade paper from MrEllyPoo.com. Yes, it's made from elephant poo. Enjoy. So, and a great thank you. She just put a great thank you in there. So I don't know which is the poo paper. This looks like maybe this might be the volcano paper, which is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to add some of my goodies to this, and we are going to make a book today. I'm going to make a book out of these fun papers. So what I'm going to bring in, along with all of those delicious papers, is a piece of scrapbook paper. I have a fun envelope. I thought I ran across that this morning. I think I'm going to use that today. I have a Chinese paper punch, or you can use your crocodile, anything that will get you into the center of the book. I have some glittery twine that I'm going to use as the binding for the book. I have some books here. Now these are books that I've pulled pages out of. You can see that they're just the skeletons of the books. And they are delicious, of course. And the one that I'm going to use is the Girl Scout book. And as you can see, it is pretty tattered. Pretty darn tattered. But we're going to work on mending that. And we're going to use that for our book today. And what I'm going to use to mend it is a good old-fashioned brown paper bag. I'll break this down, cut it into size, and I also use a large needle for the binding. We're going to do the 3-hole binding today. So let me get organized a bit, cut up the paper bag, because you know how noisy that is. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this netting that was at one time holding all the pages in. Just taking my X-Acto. It's pretty fragile. It'll come right out. Love it if I could hold on to some of that spine in the back, but we shall see. Not much to hold it together. Look at that. We've got a piece of cloth there and a piece of cloth there. That's all that's holding this together. So find the netting on the other side. And just run my X-Acto down that. What I have to say, oh look at that, that's so fragile. I will keep this because this will be fun on a mixed media piece. What I have to say is when I get these Happy Mails, they are very inspiring for me to use them in some way. So I thank you so much for the inspiration that you send to me. I'm going to save these pages because this is fun. All right, now what? Now what have we done? What I'm going to do now is I've already cut the brown paper bag somewhat to size. And I'm just going to glue that down with Mod Podge to the interior of that book. All right, Mod Podge. Didn't mention Mod Podge, didn't mention the brush. Oh my goodness. Lots of shadows. Good morning, world. Got a nice layer of something something. Oh, on the Mod Podge. Wait. There we go. So I'm going to generously apply Mod Podge to the side of the book. And to that precious little piece of fabric there. Oh, hanging on by a thread, huh? The strength of the brown paper bags is wonderful. I use them a lot. Thank you, handsome hubby, for bringing home bags. We do use the reusable bags when we're shopping, but every once in a while I have him bring home some bags for art. All right, so since there's not much to this book, I'm going to stretch it as far as I can this way. And I'm going to lay down my brown paper bag. Let's turn it over and see how straight we got that. Oh yeah, straight as an arrow. There we go. I want to stretch that out. Oh. So what I think I'm going to do is put a piece of brown paper bag here to strengthen this, and then I'll put the lovely little spine binding back down. Just want this to be nice and strong. And Mod Podge and brown paper bag will do it. Just going to take some of this left over here. That's what I'll glue down in the center of the book. Throw nothing away. Throw nothing away and share as much as you can. That's my words of wisdom for today. That's all you get. That's all the wisdom I have. I'm going to put this yummy binding thing back on here. Preserve that. You've seen me do this before. I just take a paper towel while the Mod Podge is still wet, and I really work that down. Okay. Oh yeah. Yum, yum, yummy. All right, I'm going to start folding these papers. These are pretty, this one especially is pretty stiff. Not quite sure what I'll do with that one yet. We'll figure it out. On these, I'm going to fold some in half. Yeah, that's pretty stiff too. Some in half, like this. If I bring in my wet book, you can see that that will fit nicely in there, giving us just a little bit more room to play with. So I would like some of the pages to be a little bit off center. I think that'll still fit within the book, which really I don't care if they hang out. I'm going to continue to fold these, some in half, some off center. Let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. And then I'll decide what to do with the next yummy ones. All right, now we're on to the next ones. If I fold these in half, oh my gosh, these papers are unbelievable. Amy, 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 thank you. And let's see, here's our book. Those might hang out a little bit, which is great. I think what I'll do with this one is fold this like this, and then fold this side in to make like a little pocket, an immediate pocket on this one. And I will do the same on this one. I have left a message for Amy to find out which papers are the poo papers and which papers are the lava papers. These are the velvet papers. Beautiful. So if we fold that like this, and then bring each side in, how about that? Let's do that. That's good. Oh, this one's nice and dark on the inside. We're down to the last piece of paper that Amy gave us. Just want to see the size of the book. I'm going to fold it. Creating a pocket at the bottom. What would happen if we did that? This one is a little... No, we're doing it. Alright, so I just folded the bottom up or the top up, and I'm going to fold that page in half. Let's bring all those yummy, look at these yummy pages. Oh, so delicious. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them together somewhat on how I want them in the book, kind of alternating pockets and colors. And as I'm doing this, I'm kind of planning for the book. Oh my goodness, isn't that yummy? So playing with the thicknesses of the paper, I've decided to make 2 signatures in our book. Okay, like this. These are nice tough papers, very, very durable. So I'm going to I have arranged them the way that I want them, making sure that some of them are even in the center. Then I'm going to take some paper clips and hold them in place. Those will be ready for some holes to be punched into them. Here again, I want to make sure that I'm going to catch all papers with the holes. So this one I might not catch both sides, both ends with the holes, but the papers are sturdy enough that that will hold them in place. And paper clips. I have my 2 signatures for my book. Now I'm going to bring in a piece of scrapbook paper, and I'm going to fold that in half. This is about the size of the pages, not exactly, but it's about the size of the pages. Close enough. And what I'm going to do is knot on my beautiful Teflon page, my Teflon sheet, because this will cut holes in it. I'm going to go to approximately the center. You know how exact I am. And on the fold, sorry about the shadows, I'm going to pop a hole. Okay? You can see that. Then I'm going to go halfway between here and halfway between here, staying on that fold, and pop 2 more holes. Approximately there, and approximately there. Alright, this is why we don't do it on our Teflon sheet. Alright, bring these back. So what I'm going to do is fold that, put that in the center, catch that with that paper clip. That's a good idea. And with my paper punch, I'm going to punch holes in the center of that signature. Okay, here's our yummy holes. Here's our yummy dots. I have a little bottle that was for another art project that didn't get used. It does have words in it already, but I'm going to put these fun little dots in there too. The bottle says, "You are funny." Oh, look at that, those little dots in there. Yeah. Yep. Don't throw it away. Use it or give it away. So fun. All right, I'm going to make holes in the other signature now. So, all right, dots, you're just going to have to wait. Over you go. And I'm going to take that piece of paper with my holes in it, transfer it to the other signature. Yum. Put that in those paper clips and make those holes. So you can measure from this hole to the bottom if you want them exactly the same. I kind of like mine wonky, so I am not going to do that. You guys are getting a full eye full of my messy table. It's okay. I'm okay with that. You get to see my underpants, you get to see my messy table. So I'm just going around with the X-Acto, removing the excess paper bag. Now I'm going to go in with my ruler and just kind of mark where I think that the signatures should go. I'm going to say about right there. And if it bothers you, to draw on the spine of your book, then just use pencil so that you can erase it. I'm not a perfectionist around this at all, but I do want some kind of an idea. This edge is wonky wonky. All right, we're gonna say about right there. You guys are like, no, that's not it, that's not it. It's okay. I'm okay with crooked. I'm okay with crooked. Okay, I can see that fairly well. Now I'm going to put my template back in, kind of line it up with those lines. Grab a couple more paper clips, clip that into place. I can see my line in the center there and in the center there. I'm going to bring my signature in at the top of the book. Here we go. And I'm going to lay it on there. And that's where it's going to lay. Am I good with that? Maybe a little higher, huh? What I'm doing is I'm finding the hole in the template, matching it with the hole in the signature. I am good with that. So make sure this is on the line. It is, it is. I'm going to go in and pop holes in those 3 spots. All right, I've popped the 3 holes with my Chinese hole puncher. And I'm going to move that right next door onto that straight line. I can see it. It's a very, very faint pencil line, but I can see it. Paper clip these back in. Pop 3 more holes. Make sure that's somewhat straight. There we go. All right, I have my holes there. 1, 2, and 3. Paper clips off. Template off. And we have holes in our spine area. How about that? Perfect. Perfectly even, perfectly square. You guys are awesome. All right, so now it's time to put in a signature. How fun is that? Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, isn't this going to be fun? All right, I have that sparkly thread, and I'm going to double it up because it's a little thin. Pretty, but thin. You will need a piece that's about 2.5 the length of your spine. So 1, 2, and since I'll probably put some goodies on it, I'm going to go 3. And then snip. And I had a beautiful, here we go. I was going to say I had a beautiful needle out here at one point in time, but I found it. So I'm going to leave that double. Thread that through. Now you get to decide if you want your knots on the inside of your book or the outside of your book. And you know I'm going on the outside. So I will start on the outside. I'm going to take my needle and my thread, put it through that center hole, make sure that I've got the pockets going the right way. Outside. Up through the center hole, down through the bottom hole, up through the top hole, This is pretty sturdy paper, so I can give it a yank. And then back up in through that middle hole. So you have the threads coming back there. Okay, kind of looped in there. All right, so you have your beginning thread and your ending thread. So you have two sides to your thread right now. You're going to put that one on either side of that, and this is what will hold it in place. I'm going to give that a nice little tug. And I'm just going to knot it up. This is where I would add beads, dangles, things like that. And we now have one signature in our book. Let's grab that other signature. And, yep, we're looking at that the right way. Okay. Our other signature, I'm going to double up on my thread again. And I'm going to count out 3 like I did for the other one. I can do it in here so you can see it. 1, 2, and 3. Saving all those delicious scraps of thread, which we will use for something, something, something. Thread my needle. And this one doesn't have a bottom pocket, so this one doesn't matter. All right, put it in there. It's going to be a nice fatty book already. All right, center. I like my knots on the outside, so I start on the outside. Take that through. Bottom, take that through. Top, find the holes. Bring that through, center, bring that through. Now I'm going to look at the back of my book. I want threads on one side and threads on the other. Okay, can you see that thread that goes from the top to the bottom? Then I've got thread on both sides of that. And I'm just going to knot that up. Okay, let's take those paper clips off. Bye-bye. And there we have it. Amy, look at your book. How about those pages, huh? There's the center of our signature. These little fold outs that we made because that paper was longer. Here's the pocket that we made because that paper was bigger. Now we're into the next, this is a shorter one because the other side is a little bit longer. Another fold out pocket. Yummy yum. Little dot, precious dot. We're going to save that because we're going to put that on one of our strings. And this is ready to embellish. All All right, I am going to, you know what I've done? I have taken some Scrabble pieces, drilled a hole in it. So it just started off as a Scrabble piece. Another thing that I did, which I'm not done doing yet, is this is a Scrabble piece that I put some of our duct tape on, and I will stamp something on here and poke a hole in it, and I will put that on our book. I have our little bottle with our words and dots in it, and I have my cork. I'm going to run out and dip that in my wax, and put my little eye hook on it, and put that on the book. So I gathered up a few goodies that I want to embellish this book with. Now this is the thank you tag that Amy put in the Happy Mail. So what I want to do, if I can, is untie this and stick it in a center. I think I can. So my intention is to drive it through a hole like this and then have it out the bottom. So we shall see. Yep, that worked. I drove the twine through my needle and then my needle through the bottom hole. So here's the book and here's the tag off there. So let's play a little bit with these strings, shall we? I took my little bottle and I dipped it in some wax. Now I'm going to take my little eye hook and my blackened fingers. So this little bottle says, "You are funny." And my baby sister's always telling me I'm not funny. So hence this that says, "You are funny," that I typed out on my old typewriter. Okay, there we go. An embellishment. So I have this as an embellishment. I took the Scrabble piece that was covered in foil, and I just put a piece of a card on it. I should have another, oh, here we go, a Scrabble piece here with a hole in it. I'll use this. And then this is the puzzle piece that Amy put in my Happy Mail. And I'm going to tie all these goodies on the strings that are on the spine. So I put the string through the needle. I'll put the needle through that little eye hook. And then I'll just tie that off. I'm going to do the exact same thing with the Scrabble pieces. I'll put the string through the needle and the needle through the Scrabble piece or the puzzle piece, and then I'll just tie them off. So here is the salvaged book skeleton with all of its fun pages. And as I would go through this book and embellish these pages, put underpants on them, put images on them, doodle on them, I would also incorporate the other things that Amy gave me with her little cards. They might go in a pocket like this. I might stitch the side like this. You know, sky's the limit. This is this is the bare bones. This is the beginning of your book. But we can save just about anything and make it art, don't you think? Amazing. Amy, thank you so much for the inspiration package that you sent me. And look what we've created together. All right, now it's your turn. Go create, go play, go have fun. Thanks for joining me. The sun is starting to come up.